This evening, much quieter compared to 24 hours ago when Ben, Alden, and the rest of the First Alert Storm team were tracking some significant severe weather moving through. That's a nice quiet picture. Looks pretty nice downtown, if I may say so. Here's a look at Max HD radar, reiterating it is nice and quiet for southern Indiana and most of Kentucky right now. You got to go up to central Illinois. That's the closest rain. I know it looks like it's coming here, but it's got to really battle some dry air. And as it does, I think most, if not all of it, will die off before it does reach our southern Indiana communities. Look at this for our Tuesday. Temperatures in the 70s to near 80, lots of sunshine. It looks outstanding. I'll let you know how long this beautiful stretch of weather sticks around. The WHAS11 night team starts right now.
All new tonight on the WHAS11 night team. Thousands of Kentuckians are still left in the dark after powerful storms ripped through our area Sunday.
The storm system affected nearly 168,000 LG&E and KU customers.
The latest from LG&E on restoration efforts and when the lights will once again be back on. And the latest from the National Weather Service, who continue to survey the damage, already confirming multiple tornadoes so far in Kentucky. And on this Memorial Day, Kentuckiana is honoring those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country and our freedom.
When everybody serves, there's no color barrier. We all bleed red.
How our area is spending the day remembering those we've lost. The WHAS11 night team starts now. First, here on the WHAS11 night team, police in New Albany are looking for a 14-year-old boy last seen while swimming in Silver Creek. Chief Todd Bailey says crews from multiple agencies responded to the creek near Providence Way around 4 this afternoon. Witnesses told them Andre Edwards Jr. went underwater, then did not come back up. Tonight, crews were out in boats and walking along the banks as part of that search effort until it got too dark to continue. Chief Bailey says they'll be back out in the area in the morning. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us here on the night team. I'm Alex Dieterer in for Doug Proffitt. Tens of thousands of people across Jefferson County and the surrounding area remain in the dark tonight after strong storms moved through yesterday. Take a look right here at LG&E's outage map. Right now, 21,000 customers are without power in Louisville. Those areas shaded right here in red, like St. Matthews, Jeffersontown, and Anchorage, are the most affected. WHAS11's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Addie Hill checked in with homeowners and LG&E officials about their restoration efforts.
People that had electricity brought some stuff, and then we grilled out everything else.
With LG&E crews outside, people living off Shelby Road are working to make the best of ongoing power outages.
The crews will need to clear away the branches, clear away the tree, replace the poles that have been broken to get power restored.
LG&E crews are working nonstop to restore power in Blue Ridge Manor and several Louisville neighborhoods.
We've brought in 700 line workers and support personnel from our business partners here in Kentucky and from neighboring states to help support this restoration effort.
These power lines were knocked around through the multiple storms and shifted with all the trees as well. And it is the main power source for all of these houses in this neighborhood right next to Bowman Airfield.
Down the street, the problem was clear. Half of a tree on top of power lines and a garage.
It's all due to tree trimming. We do have a lot of older trees over here, and maybe they'll come in and do like a large trimming, and then we won't have to deal with this for a little while.
Open windows, restoration crews, and generators all spotted on this block.
Look, so these trucks rolled in right before you guys, and we all made a little cheer in the house, like hopefully we're back on tonight.
Back in Blue Ridge Manor, we also found outages and scattered debris.
Well, we didn't know what was happening because we actually went to the basement because the wind got so bad. And then we heard a loud noise. I didn't know if it was our roof, something on our roof or what. So then we came up, we saw all this everywhere.
Homeowner Beverly Ellington says she's never had this happen in the past 33 years she's lived here.
Yeah, that we've had this much damage, yeah. So we've been lucky.
Does it kind of throw you off or anything?
No, there's not much I can do about it, so I'm just glad somebody's going to come tomorrow and clean it up.
As restoration efforts continue, LG&E officials ask that you avoid fallen power lines and keep checking for updates.
Currently for the Louisville area, we are estimating to have power restored for the vast majority of customers who are still without power by Wednesday at 11 p.m.
But that could vary as crews make their way across different parts of the metro. In Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
Part of that power restoration required the closure of the Gene Snyder and Valley Station for several hours today. Police shut down the road between Dixie Highway and Stone Street in both directions around 2 this afternoon. Good news for people who do live in the area and also work in the area is that the road was reopened just before 9 tonight. Cleanup was also underway today in eastern Jefferson County, where the storms knocked out power and blew over large trees. Jeff Hauk says a large tree narrowly missed his home in Anchorage, grazing the house and landing in the front yard. Today, crews had to bring in a crane to lift up the tree and allow them to break it up into smaller parts to go into a chipper. Hauk took a video as the storms moved through yesterday.
It blew out from nowhere. I mean, literally, there was a little bit of a breeze, then it was almost like that 88-mile-an-hour wind within, seconds, and it probably lasted a minute or two.
Other parts of Anchorage were nearly inaccessible because of downed trees and power lines. The National Weather Service in Louisville and Paducah have confirmed at least 3 tornadoes. The only one in our area in Meade County was an EF1 with 90-mile-per-hour winds. One of the hardest hit areas was in western Kentucky. Survey crews were out in several counties today. That includes Hopkins County, where an EF3 tornado hit the community of Charleston. It's just north of Dawson Springs, which was hit by a large tornado in December of 2021.
Well, after the first tornado hit Dawson here, I knowed right then I'd better build something other because it's probably going to get another one. And 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years since it hadn't hit, it hit this one. So it was a good thing that I decided to build that.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says 5 people have died as a result of the storms, including a man hit by a tree in eastern Jefferson County. Last night, he declared a state of emergency to open up resources for those who need it. For the most up-to-date information on power outages and storm cleanup, you can visit WHAS11.com or download the free WHAS 11 app. Tonight, Louisville Metro Police are looking for the person who shot and injured a man in the Russell neighborhood. Police say the victim arrived at U of L Hospital just after 7 tonight, but the shooting actually happened right here at 26th and Ali. The man is expected to survive his injuries. Anyone with information is asked to call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD. You can also use their online portal. New for you tonight, Remembering the Fallen. Memorial Day isn't just about barbecues and the unofficial start to summer. It's a day to pause and reflect on those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. Tonight, WHAS 11 Night Team photojournalist Elijah McKenzie spoke with people at Zachary Taylor National Cemetery about what Memorial Day means to them.
We're at Zachary Taylor Memorial. Today's Memorial Day, and we come out here every year in honor of the soldiers that gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, I'm just here to pay respects to my Uncle Rufus. He served World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam.
My maternal grandparents are buried here. He had red hair when he went off to war, and he came back with black hair. I'm not sure if that's true, but
We literally come out here maybe 10 to 30 minutes every Memorial Day, and it, like I said, it brings us a sense of peace that we're saying thank you to everyone that gave the ultimate sacrifice. And I think it's super important that people keep that in mind. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the cookouts. We're on our way to one, but yeah, it's a super important holiday for everyone to remember what it really is about.
Yeah, it's important to remember what the sacrifice was for.
Well, back then in World War II, yeah, there were segregated troops. When you would come back home, yeah, you would be treated a little bit different, but you're in that foxhole or whatever, that's your brother. When everybody serves, there's no color barrier. We all bleed red.
You know, he wouldn't talk about it until he got really old. It was too hard to talk about. I'm very proud of what he did, and that's why I come here too. And, never forget what he did.
At Cave Hill Cemetery today, state and national leaders honored those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms. Congressman Morgan McGarvey and Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell both attended the annual service hosted by the Veterans of Foreign Wars, or VFW. McConnell recognized those who have previously served and those actively serving in ongoing conflicts.
I have great confidence that every generation of Americans will stand up to the challenge and be able to meet the challenge and to organize the rest of the world to protect democracy and freedom.
Also in the crowd today was Greg Wise, the son of a Marine. He says he wanted to attend a service to recognize the true meaning of Memorial Day.
It brings tears to my eyes to, just think about all these guys that just gave up everything, sacrificed their lives or limbs, and left their families to go fight for our country to keep our freedoms.
Cave Hill National Cemetery is located inside Cave Hill. Soldiers buried there date back to the Civil War.